Hi, I'm Victoria and this is Alfie. I'm a registered clinical counselor and we are coming to you from beautiful British Columbia that's in bloom. I think you had a bit of a run, haven't you? I want to talk to you today about how anxiety is a product of misuse of our brain. Now, I want to distinguish that I'm not talking about anxiety that is a result of post-traumatic stress disorder, like some trauma that you've experienced and you're constantly in hypervigilant state. That is not what I'm going to be talking about. I'm talking about that general sense of anxiety we all feel that's intermixed with stress and tension, and we can't just shake it off in our society. So here is my theory of what's happening. Apart from, of course, many other causes, I think we're also drastically misusing our brain. I want to go back to this idea that mindfulness is one of the most effective treatments for general anxiety, and which makes sense. I do recommend it to my clients, mindfulness, meditation. If you can do it, fantastic. There's a slightly different angle that I want to address that with. What happens is that I think we often associate this mindfulness and this um, meditation with Eastern philosophies, ancient wisdom. I think it transcends this. I think it goes to evolutionary roots of how we've been designed as animals to live our lives and how we've been designed, how we've practiced for thousands and thousands of years until agriculture came along, as we would live in small tribes, nomadic tribes. We would have to be on the move quite constantly to get the food supply. And so what are we doing when we're in the move? When we're walking, which what has our body been designed for to do the most is walking. That's most effective form of transportation for us as animals. We are also constantly scanning. We're using our panoramic vision and peripheral vision to see what two things: threats, is there somebody who's going to hunt us, and rewards, right? Because we either hunting or we're gathering. So primarily, most of our time, we have been designed to use this panoramic vision. And what is panoramic vision? When we're actively engaging our environment, we're scanning it, we are being aware of it. We are being mindful. We're being in the moment. If you're not in the moment, you might become a dinner for someone else. You have to. You have to. It's just not an option for most of the time, right? And so, and what's different about the things now, right? We are on our devices, we're looking down, and we are scanning. We're scanning this way, right? And we're using very narrow focused vision. It's very narrow, the opposite of what we've primarily been designed, our brains have been designed to do. So that's why I'm suggesting that the anxiety is a result of misuse, that we are primarily spending most of our time in narrow focus on the devices. And if we're not spending on the devices, we're typically in our heads, overanalyzing, ruminating. Why? Because there are no threats. I'm like talking about on average, most people living in Western countries do not have a threat they have to constantly scan their environment for. And the rewards are just a click away, right? Like Amazon, Uber Eats, like everything is just so accessible. So there's no need to use this panoramic scanning to get the rewards and avoid the threats. And we're just not doing it. So in here, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be just dire and gloom. In here lies the solution, a very simple solution that, yes, I'm not the first one to speak about it, but this is the angle that I think we can start approaching this rather than just it being mindful and meditation. So the way we would approach it is by literally engaging our panoramic vision. How would we do that easily in our current environments? Well, just going for a walk. And if that seems like that might not fit into my schedule, then just taking a break from the computer and going to your window and engaging that panoramic vision by looking outside and scanning for textures, shapes, colors, any of that, right? So we want to pay attention to detail in that kind of wide vision. And if you have kids and your life is even busier, then get them to do that practice. Get out with them. or go to the window with them and spend just a few moments getting them engaged in those details. So that's a way to very simply, without getting into meditation pose and doing that meditation practice, to become aware, aware and engage on panoramic vision, and to use our brain in a way that has been designed, just like with muscles, when we overuse certain muscles, we get aches and pains. Same here, when we overuse certain parts of our brain and underuse others, it creates sort of that inflammatory anxiety stress response. So let's get to the roots of our tribal resilience and spend a little bit more time looking this way rather than this way. It was great talking to you today, and I look forward to connecting with you next week. Thank you for being here. It means a lot that you're coming to my channel and supporting it. I hope you have a lovely day. Ciao.